Only 1% of Buddhists understand letting go. The White Bear. In 1987, a psychologist told a room full of people one thing: don't think about a white bear. They thought about it once every minute. The harder they tried to push the thought away, the stronger it came back. Every single time. That's exactly what happens when someone tells you to just let go. The tighter you grip, the louder it echoes, the more it stays. The Buddha figured this out 2,500 years before the lab confirmed it, but his solution wasn't what you'd expect. The $9 billion lie. The global meditation industry is worth $9 billion. A significant chunk of it built on two words: let go of negativity, let go of the past, let go of toxic people, let go of fear, let go, let go, let go. As if repetition were a method. Here's what no one mentions. Researchers at Stanford studied what actually happens in your body when you try to suppress an emotion, push it down, force it out, let it go. They found that suppression increased physiological stress, heart rate up, skin conductance up, and the emotion itself still there, unmoved. You weren't failing at letting go. You were given instructions that cannot work. So here's the question worth sitting with. If forcing yourself to release something only makes you grip it harder, if the white bear keeps coming back, what did the Buddha actually mean when he talked about letting go? Because he did talk about it. Specifically, precisely, and it sounds nothing like a bumper sticker. The 6 words. When the Buddha described the end of suffering, he didn't say, let go. He said 6 things. The original words in Pali describe a sequence: fading away, cessation, renunciation, relinquishment, release, and only then, at the very end, non-clinging. 6 stages, not one act. Letting go isn't the starting point. It's the culmination, the last word in a chain that begins much earlier, with seeing clearly enough that attachment starts to fade on its own. SN 56.11. This changes everything, because the popular version skips the first 5 steps and jumps straight to the finish line. That's like telling someone to cross a finish line without mentioning the road. And it gets more specific. The Buddha identified exactly 4 things people cling to. Sensual pleasure, what you want. Views, what you believe the world is. Rules and rituals, what you think you should do. And self-identity, who you believe you are. MN 11. Now here's the part that surprises people. 3 of those 4, the Buddha said to use them skillfully. Right views, ethical conduct, a healty sense of self. You need these. They're the vehicle. You hold on to them precisely because they carry you forward. MN 44. The word for clinging in Pali also means feeding. And the Buddha's instruction wasn't to stop eating. It was to change your diet. If desire isn't the enemy, if the engine that drives you forward is not the problem, then letting go was never about killing the engine. It's about releasing the white-knuckle grip on the steering wheel. the raft and the snake. There's a famous teaching where the Buddha compares his method to a raft. Aim, N22. Most people know the punchline. Once you've crossed the river, you don't carry the raft on your head. You set it down, letting go. But almost no one talks about what comes before that line. Before you set the raft down, you hold on, you grip it, you kick with both feet, you fight the current, and you do not, under any circumstances, let go in the middle of the river. One teacher put it this way: when you're in the middle of the river, you've got to hold on. If you let go of the raft, the river sucks you down into its whirlpools. The same teaching contains another image most people skip entirely. A water snake. Grab it by the tail, it turns and bites you. Grab it by the neck, correctly, and you're safe. The problem was never grasping. The problem was grasping badly. Another teacher used the image of a ladder. You hold one rung, then you reach for the next one above it. Only then do you release the lower rung. Up and up and up until you're on the roof. That's when you let go of the ladder entirely. This is not loss. This is trade. One teacher called it trading candy for gold. You release something lesser because your hands are reaching for something greater. Every act of genuine letting go is an upgrade. The second arrow. So what does any of this look like in real life? Say someone you love dies. The Buddha used the image of two arrows, SN 36.6. The first arrow is the pain itself, the loss, the absence at the dinner table, the phone you almost pick up before remembering. That arrow lands, and it lands hard, and nothing in any tradition, Buddhist or otherwise, says you should not feel it. The first arrow is not the problem. The second arrow is the one you fire at yourself. I should be past this by now. What's wrong with me? It's been a year. Why does it still hurt? The second arrow is the story about the pain, and it often hurts worse than the pain itself. Modern grief research actually confirms this. Psychologists have found that maintaining a bond with someone you've lost, continuing to love them, talk to them, carry them with you, that's not a failure to let go. That's healthy. What causes damage is the pressure to move on, the timeline someone else puts on your grief. Letting go, in the Buddha's teaching, never meant letting go of the person. It never meant letting go of the love. It meant letting go of the second arrow. Feel the first one fully. That's not weakness. That's the kind of courage most people spend their whole lives avoiding. The skill. So if letting go isn't something you force, how does it happen? The Buddha laid out a process. 5 steps. MN22, AN6, 63. First, you look at what you're holding on to, and you see how you picked it up. Not why it's bad, not why you shouldn't want it, just how did this start? What fed it? Second, you watch it change, because it always does. The craving that felt permanent at midnight feels different by morning. Third, you look honestly at what attracts you to it. The allure, no judgment. You let yourself see exactly why you're holding on. Fourth, you look at the cost. What does this clinging actually do to you? Not in theory, in your body, in your sleep, in the way you treat people you love. And fifth, When the cost becomes clearer than the allure, the grip loosens on its own. Not because you forced it, because you saw. Neuroscientists have since put meditators in brain scanners and found something remarkable. The region that lights up when you're trying to control your experience goes quiet during genuine release. Forcing and releasing aren't just different strategies. In the brain, they are opposites. One teacher put it simply: the Buddha didn't teach the big sleep, he taught awakening. Letting go is not the act of closing your eyes. It's the moment you finally open them. Close. So here's what the 1% actually understand. Letting go is not an act of surrender. It's not something you do once on a meditation cushion and check off a list. It's not the absence of desire, or the absence of pain, or the absence of anything at all. It is a skill. The skill of knowing what to hold and when to release. The skill of gripping the raft, not because you're afraid of the water, but because you're going somewhere. And when you arrive, you set it down, not because someone told you to, because your hands are free. The 1% aren't people who let go. They're people who learn to hold on so well that letting go became effortless. And when that skill reaches its peak, when you see clearly enough that the mind releases all on its own, something irreversible happens. The tradition has a name for it: